Hey, how are you doing? Russ here from Wilson Land and Cattle. Today we are moving soil nutrients, or some people call it manure. This is 3 years worth of manure that we've collected. This is all manure from purchased hay and wood chips. So basically it's extra nutrients that we're gonna put out to onto the soil and try and get some extra growth on our grass. I use a John Deere 5300 to load my manure. It's my most used tractor. Last year we put 10 hours on it. This year we might put 15 on it because we're hauling manure. And we got a little extra planting to do. It has my sprayer on it. It's just a homemade sprayer basically. And then I have a homemade foam marker. We're going to be doing a video on that for those of you who are interested. We have less than 50 bucks in it with the pipe fittings and stuff. So keep an eye out for that video. And I have a second tractor. Not many of you know I had a second tractor. This tractor's been parked for 2 years now. The battery's dead in it or gone, so we have to jump it every time we need to start it. And for all the more we run it, I'm not sure I'm gonna buy a battery for it. So I'll show you my jumper. For those of you who haven't seen my video on wire hose clamps, this here is the wire hose clamps holding a hydraulic hose together. It was an emergency fix for me. Easier to fix it, took less time to fix it than to go to our hydraulic hose place and get one made. So we just put wire hose clamps on it. I'll put a link up in the description above. Okay, the manure we're hauling today is, some of it naturally has been composted for 3 years. If we look here, this is some of the composted manure. It's basically manure and wood chips. You can see all the fungus growing in it, which is a very good thing. We could inoculate the soil with fungus when we take it out, because we know fungus will help keep your pH up in your soils versus bacteria. So we want a fungal soil instead of a bacterial soil. And then this here is what we've pushed off of that up there, off the pad. This is what we had last winter. And when we break into that, you'll see the heat on it. If we can get the heat temperature up to 150 degrees, that will kill all the weed seeds in the manure. So we don't need to worry about putting the manure out onto the soil if we can kill those weed seeds. Some of the hay we have brought in has some weeds in it. We have some Canadian thistle and different things like that. This is our jumper. And I'll put a link in description below on where you can get one of these. These is probably one of the best things that they ever come up with. I really, really like it. Okay, to jump the tractor, we jump off the starter. We don't use the jump off the battery because it's a pain in the butt to get in the battery box. Hook the positive on the positive side of the starter, and then we just hook to a negative bolt, a negative terminal. We can see the voltage is 9.6. Turn it on. This will start clicking. You can see it automatically going up. This tractor's 60 horsepower. It's cheap horsepower. That's why we have it, because it's a pain in the butt if we were to just to keep one tractor, park the manure spreader, unhook it, load it, rehook it, it's just a hassle. So I've invested in, this tractor here. Basically all it does is haul manure, and then if we need lime or anything like that, we'll use this tractor. Well, let's see if she'll start. started right up. That's the great thing with these Zetor tractors. They start right up. It's a European tractor and an easy tractor to work on for the most part, except for the brakes. Put that up there so it's in the cabin. We have it if we need it. Our manure spreader has a homemade top beater on it. The problem with this manure spreader was whenever we were spreading manure, we got a lot of huge clumps in our pasture fields and it burnt those areas out. So I went ahead and built a top beater for it. Very, very simple. Just a pillow block bearing, 4x4 tubing, and then I welded 4 by 3/8 inch fins on it. I put 4 fins on each side so it was equally balanced. And then we had to buy this sprocket from New Idea because it's a New Idea manure spreader. We bought that sprocket, and I bought this. This is an aftermarket sprocket, and of course a pillow block bearing. Now the shaft on this side's 1 1/8, the one on the other side's 1 inch. We had 1 inch running the whole way through it, and on this side here there's a lot more torque, and we actually bent that 1 inch rod, so we had to put a 1 1/8 shaft in it. Let's get her loaded up. It takes 6 buckets. I put 2 buckets of the fresh manure in it, and then I put 4 buckets of the composted manure in it. That way we kind of, because the fresh manure with all those wood chips in it, it's going to tie some of the nutrients up into the soil until it starts breaking down. try to spread our manure as thin as possible. Just try to cover as many acres as possible with the little bit of manure that we do have, to try to get the most out of our grass. Let's see if I have a rag here, we can wipe that windshield off. Should have one here someplace. Maybe not. We got one. You guys going with me? Huh? Come on. Come on, guys. Let's go. Load up, Paige. Let's go. Scout broke his leg as a puppy. I help him up into the tractor so it's not as strenuous on his legs. Buddy, what you doing? Huh? What you doing? Everybody's got the place in here. Okay, we ready to go? Huh? We ready to go? I don't know if wiping the windshield off helped or not. Hey guys, we got that load off. We'll probably haul 5 or 6 loads here today. You can see how evenly distributed the manure is with that top beater. That top beater does a good job for us. We grazed this field about 10 days ago. Super dry here, so things aren't growing like they probably should, but we have at least 7 inches of regrowth on this field. And this field here, it was, oh, border collie, he's rolling in the poop. Scout, stop rolling in the poop. We put manure on this field here 5 days ago, and even though we haven't had any rain, you can see where the plants are starting to absorb the nutrients. It's turning dark green. It was kind of yellow like this field here, like it normally is after things are grazed. We put the cows in that barn over there December 12th, 2012, and we ended up with 75 loads of manure throughout the winter with the bedding. The bedding cost us approximately $1,000 to bed the cows for that winter, and we fed hay over there. The manure that's in the barn over there now, we're gonna have approximately 25 loads over a 3-year period. The cows was only in that barn for 7 days this year. And we brought them back to basically just to preg check them. And it took us 2 days to do that. By the time we got everybody caught up and got everything done, it took us 2 days to do that. And then it got a little bit wet, so we just left them in and fed hay in there. And then we kicked them back out and they grazed until the 14th of February. And then we bale grazed the rest of the winter. And the cows haven't been back yet since. So I guess this here's my plug for, if you think you need a barn, learn how to graze before you build it, because 9 chances out of 10 you're not going to need it if you step things up. Learn how to graze, because it doesn't justify spending the money on a heavy use area or a barn like we did to only use it for 7 days out of an entire year. It is nice if you have to draw blood or whatnot, you know, you can put them in all on the headlocks and go down the line, or castrating bulls or whatever, but you know, we could find a different way, a lot less expensive. Okay guys, that's going to be it for this video. If you don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, share with a friend, check our merchandise out in the description below. We'll see you next time. So long.